What up, guys? Mr. Mouthpiece back with another video, and today we're going to talk about the top 5 places to meet women.
Yeah.
DJ Hottie, turn me up.
DJ Hottie, hottest in the motherfucking city, bitch.
And keep in mind, this channel is to get you laid, not for relationships. So I'm gonna do this list with that in mind, and also we're gonna go in order from low effort to no effort. You know what I mean? Because we're not trying to spend a whole lot of effort and time into this process, because in the world of game, your most valuable asset is time, and you can't get that back. So we're all about efficiency. So keep that in mind. Efficiency and low effort. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to have to put in too much effort and waste too much time doing this. So without further ado, we'll jump into the list. Coming in at number 5 on the list, top 5 places to meet women. Number 5, I would say, is the bar. And that's old, reliable, you know what I mean? That's the way that's tried and true, been around for ages. It's classic. You pretty much, you know what I mean? It's always going to be there. But your downsides of going out to the bar to meet women, number 1 is the effort you have to put in to going out in public. Especially right now, seeing that we're in a pandemic, the effort that it takes to actually get up and go out and go to the bar. I don't know if it's not the most efficient, but it's still a way that you could meet women. You know what I mean? If you go out to the bar and actually sit at the bar, a lot of people, it's funny how many people don't know that going to the bar and actually sitting at the bar, that's where single people go to socialize. So going to sit at the bar is, it'll be top 5 on the list. Another downside though of going to the bar, you may end up having to spend money on her before you know if she's truly invested in you. You know what I mean? Before you know if you got her, you may actually have to spend money on her. So if you're one of those guys, you do not want to spend money unless you know you got her, you know what I mean? Which is myself included. I would definitely, the bar will be on the bottom of my list. You know what I mean? It definitely wouldn't be at the top. We got number 4. But you know what? Hold on. Before we even get to number 4, I'll give you some positives to actually going to the bar. For one, you get to see you in person. So you don't have to worry about catfishing or anything like that. You can work your grooming game. You can work your style game. You know what I mean? You can use different tools in person. Your hygiene game, especially your hygiene game, because you can wear that expensive cologne you got tucked in the closet. You know what I mean? And you can use those tools to your advantage. But still, like I said, it could end up being an investment. And in anytime you invest money, there's a chance that you could be at a loss. So that risk of having to pay money up front, even if it's a drink or a meal, whatever the case might be, there's still that risk of that investment. All right, so we'll get on to number 4. Number 4 on my list, POF. And the rest of my list will pretty much be online places to meet women, because these are your like I said, your best low effort to no effort spots and ways to meet women. And number 4, POF. And there still may be some stragglers on POF. You know what I mean? Anytime you go online, now we're talking your online image. So this is how you stage yourself. How do you take your pictures? Do you take good pictures? Guys, that is the most important thing you can do in today's time if you plan on having game. Take good pictures, because that way, if you're having an off day, you can still network and meet women. So your picture is like your online resume, your portfolio. So you need to keep that portfolio nice, especially if you plan on having game or being in the game. You know what I mean? Make sure you have your portfolio nice. But there still may be some stragglers. I know it's not as popular as some other online sites, but you never know. You know what I mean? The fact that it may be vacant, so the few that are there, you may be a top pick. But when you're on these sites, make sure you have a bio that's at least semi-interesting. I know people get on the sites and just throw up pictures and call it a day. They don't want to put any effort into it at all, but you want to stand out. So you definitely want to have a profile that's at least semi-interesting. Don't have to be long. Couple sentences, maybe just something about you, but be sure to have that kind of information there, because women like mental stimulation. They want you to look good, but most of all, they want mental stimulation. So have something to say. It don't even have to be the best thing, but have something to say. All right. But hold on, let me give you some downsides to POF. You know what I mean? You might meet when I say stragglers, I mean like the 3s and the 4s. But if you just trying to get laid and you're not trying to wife these girls or build a relationship with them, then that's all you need, really. You know what I mean? It's always good to test your game. But I mean, if you're trying to reach an end goal, then that's pretty much all you need. You know what I mean? The 3s and the 4s, it'll be maybe a little easier to talk to those women rather than the 8s and the 9s. You probably won't find any 8s or 9s on POF. Like, that's pretty much not going to happen. That's ghost town for 8s and 9s. But you know what I mean? You can find something to do when there's nothing to do, basically. Okay, moving on with the list. We got Tinder coming in at number 3. Which isn't a bad place to meet women. Again, have something on your profile. I can't stress that enough, because there are a lot of fake profiles online, and you don't want yours to be bunched in with those. And then there's a lot of men are online now. Since we're in a pandemic, a lot of people, not even just men, but people in general, and that means more competition. So your profile, having something relatable on there, you know what I mean? You say a few sentences about something, may connect with her. She might be doing the same thing you're doing. What show are you watching? What book are you reading? What song are you listening to? Put that kind of stuff in your profile just to make a link, a connection, and you know what I mean? Give them something to talk about, because women need more than that visual gratification, or that visual image of you. They need something, some substance. You know what I mean? Even if it's a little, even you can bird feed a woman some substance, but that's better than just having a picture or a face and nothing else. Downsides to Tinder: there are a few more people on there than POF. It's still a little more popular, but at the same time, it still may be a ghost town. But I know it's definitely more popular than POF, so it'll be a better option, and they show your pictures better than POF. But there may not be, you know what I mean, that many people on there. And next up, we got The Good Friend, one of the most popular social media sites. And guys, when women say social media sites are not for dating, they're lying. They're lying. Don't believe the hype. Trust me. A lot of IG models and women in general meet men on any social media site, as long as you have the right profile. And that's a lot of guys' weak spot. Guys don't take good pictures, or they don't take pictures at all. You know what I mean? Like, you'll go out, get fresh, have a good time, and look up and you didn't take a good picture, or the only picture you got was at night where the camera sucks. It's all fuzzy and it looks like shit. Be sure that even if it's in the day, like the first thing you want to do before you leave, when you get dressed, take a damn picture. Before you get drunk, before you get the drunk shaky hand with the phone, you know what I mean? All that shit. Get your social media game together. That's important, because if you're going to have game, you need to be thinking efficiency. You know what I mean? If you're shooting shots, your goal is to get better at shooting. Nobody's shooting just to shoot. Your goal is to get better. And one of the easiest ways to get better at shooting is to have a great online profile. Doesn't matter what site, but you want to have good pictures and you want to have good words. Even if you just use some Drake lyrics as a caption, a lot of women listen to Drake. You know what I mean? So they look through your stuff and boom, your profile is that much more appealing. But make sure you have damn good photos. I can't stress that enough, because that's important for efficiency, and that's important in the game, because all we have is time. Time is what you're investing, either, because there's only two things you're going to invest to get women, and that's either time or money. And if you're running game, that's investing time. You know what I mean? So If you don't want to take the shortcut, which is money, then make sure that you make it as efficient as possible. And number 2, with that being said, Instagram. A lot more people are on Instagram, especially in the pandemic, because a lot of things are trending. A lot of people get their news from Instagram. That's how they find out what's happening. You know what I mean? So Instagram. Make sure you have a nice Instagram profile. That one, you don't have to worry about a bio. You know what I mean? You just have to have good visuals and good captions for your pictures. And show your lifestyle. And it doesn't even have to be your lifestyle. Fake it till you make it, guys. Like, it doesn't matter. Your end goal is to get laid, so you don't have to worry about what's in the picture. If it's yours, if it's not, that doesn't matter. By the time she knows, it's too late. You've already mission accomplished. You know what I mean? So do what it takes to get a good profile, and that's just taking good pictures. You know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily have to be your lifestyle, but it definitely should be you in the pictures. Don't catfish anybody. Keep everything on the up and up as far as that goes, but anything outside of that is fair game. You know what I mean? Until you make it to the point where you don't have to fake it till you make it. I'm not against faking it till you make it. You know what I mean? A lot of people wouldn't agree with that. Oh, it's not really his life. That's not your goal. You only need to be that honest with a woman that you plan on actually having a real relationship with. If it's a woman that you know you're genuinely interested in, then you may want to be honest, because she's going to find out eventually. You know what I mean? So you can be upfront then, but as long as you're on my channel and you're learning from me for our end goal, you know what I mean? You know where we headed. Fake it till you make it. You need to stand out, and you need to have one of the best profiles, because if your profile is trash, they're not going to respond to you. You know what I mean? You ever saw how serious women take Instagram? You look at most, or not most, but a lot of women's Instagram, and they'll have like 8 pictures up. You know what I mean? It'll be their 8 most liked pictures. Anything else that doesn't have the amount of likes that they want, they take it down. They don't leave up a bunch of pictures. And I wouldn't go that far as to have only 8. But I would make sure I have good pictures. You know what I mean? Quality pictures with good light. They don't have to come from a damn professional photographer or anything. If you got an iPhone, that'll do the trick. You know what I mean? That pretty much takes good. They've been taking good photos since the iPhone 6, maybe somewhere in there. But good pictures, because that's the difference between them responding and them not responding. Because you think, oh, she didn't see my message. No, she saw your message. She didn't open it. She went and looked at your profile to see what you got on there, what kind of life you live, what kind of guy you are, and your pictures were trash. Especially your little profile image. Like, if that's doo-doo, she might not even go look at your page, because she got so many messages in her inbox that if that little one thing is doo-doo, there's another guy right below you. So yours gets swiped and deleted to the trash can, and maybe his will get opened if his looks better than yours. So remember, you want to stand out. So have good pictures from head to toe, top to bottom. You know what I mean? Screen that thing. And then the number 1 place where I know it's not a ghost town, and I know where everybody is right now, because we're all there. Facebook. But Facebook, let me give you some Facebook game. And I may do a video on online game, but let me just give you some Facebook game since we're going to talk Facebook. All right. Facebook can be closely linked to your real life. You don't want that. Not if you are in the game to get laid. You don't want a page that's closely linked to your real life. So get you a Facebook page that has an alias on there. Get you an alias. You know what I mean? You need an alias today. Don't go adding all of your real family on this page. You can add your friends, you know what I mean? Your guy friends, the ones you hang out and party with. This is like your party page. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, it's like your like a frat page. And we're not a frat, but you know what I mean? This is like for the bros that you hang out with. And that's what this should be for. That way, none of this stuff is too closely linked to your personal life, because people like to play games. You know what I mean? Then you'll have somebody messaging your aunt or your cousins or your friends or whatever the case might be. You need that wall in between your real life, your family life, and your social life. You don't want the two to cross. That's not a good thing. That definitely can be a bad thing. Those two worlds should only cross when you're serious about someone and we're talking relationships. But if you're just playing the field and you're out on a hunt, you need to have a separate page that has an alias that you can have a little fun on, a little freedom, and you know what I mean, not too worried about what goes on that page, because it's an alias page. If it got shut down, wouldn't be a big deal to you, you know what I mean, because you still have your real professional, family, or whatever page that you have, but one that just separates you from your game. You don't want the two to be one. You know what I mean? Like you shouldn't be moving in that manner, because that's sloppy. You want to keep it separate. Keep it, you know what I'm saying? But Facebook gives you the cheat code, because you can see Facebook will literally snitch. Facebook will tell you who is online, how long ago they were online, if they're offline. Facebook right now, in my opinion, is like the king of where you can meet women online, because a lot of women, they don't have those alias pages. So if you want to know if it's a fake page, all you got to do is look through a few of the pictures, see if she's got pictures of family members hanging out with friends, and she's got them tagged and they're commenting on there. You know what I mean? You can look for signs like that to let you know, hey, this is a real page. And plus, Facebook has the video chat option. Like, Facebook has so many more advantages over the other places online to meet women, and you don't have to pay for it. It's free. There are some other sites that you have to pay for it, but remember, we're talking low effort to no effort. You know what I mean? And we don't want to spend much money in the game. Only thing we have to invest is time. But if you meet one that's, you know what I mean, that caliber, maybe you meet a 7 or 8 that you feel like, okay, maybe I want to take her on a date. That's fine. You know what I mean? I don't knock that, but we're just saying this is a numbers game. You can't do that with everyone that you plan on meeting and hitting. Unless you got that kind of money. But if you do, you're in the wrong game. You know what I mean? But either way, Facebook, efficiency. You don't have to get up and get dressed. You can have your online portfolio, get your shit looking good, looking right, and you're right there in the door. You can do that if you are sick, if you're at work. You know what I mean? I just like the Facebook kind of just keeps you connected. Facebook is almost like already having her phone up. You can even call women. Don't do this though. Please don't do that, because that's, women label that as creepy. So do not do that. I'm just saying that if you did happen to chat with her and you know what I mean, you got to the point where like, hey, can I call you? You ask, and she said, okay, that's cool. The option is even to call her. So Facebook is like already having a number without having a number. You know what I mean? Even if you don't have an iPhone, you can video chat on Facebook. Facebook is like the king of networking to meet women. Low effort to no effort. But again, they are going to search your page and they are going to see what you're about. And if your profile is trash, you won't get no ass. That's period, point blank, end of story. Women have their inboxes overflowing with messages. You're just one of many. But you can definitely increase your odds by making sure you do the basic things, because women like that gratification, that attention. So the fact that you jump in her inbox and shoot your shot, she's at least gonna look at it and see what you're about. At least. And then when she opens it, Facebook will snitch again. Read or seen such and such minutes ago. Facebook will snitch. That's another benefit of Facebook. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like the iPhone of online dating or online social media. Facebook is the iPhone of it. It snitches about every little thing. So that way it keeps you in the driver's seat. You can be on you can send out 100 messages. I mean, I don't know if it would take 100 messages, but the option is there. Low effort to no effort. And it tells you everything you need to know. So that way you don't have to sit back and wonder, dang, did she read my message? Is she interested? You already know. She opened it and she left you on scene. Move on. You know what I mean? Go on to the next one. You didn't spend anything. You can even have you a message typed out in your notepad. Switch to notepad, copy the message, switch to Facebook Messenger, paste it there, send it, and it's already saved in your clipboard. So move on to the next profile, hit message, paste it, send it, hit message. That takes low effort to no effort. In the bed, haven't even brushed your teeth, haven't done anything, but you've networked with however many women you shot your shot at that day. So in my opinion, you know what I mean, meeting a woman at the bar could mean you take her home that same day, but that's a gamble. You may end up coming out of pocket. But meeting a woman online, number one spot for me, Facebook. You can go ahead and shoot your shot, and you can get everything established where you stand. You can flirt, and you can kind of make those innuendos to kind of, you know what I mean, fill her out to make sure that you're both on the same page, so there's no misunderstanding. Because a misunderstanding only happens when you play a role like the friend role or the I like you boyfriend role, and she's not ready for something like that, and you're expecting to go home with her at the end of the night, and she's just like, I'm going home. That's the mix up. But if you're already online and you're talking, you can already set precedents early, so that way when you plan to meet up, you can arrange the type of meetup you're looking for. You're in the driver's seat, and that's the best place to be if you are in the game. If you're in the game and you're letting women take control, good luck. Good luck. Stay in the driver's seat, think efficiency, and think low effort to no effort. Don't be out here breaking your pockets just to go on dates to end up with nothing at the end. Set your precedents early. Have those conversations. You know what I mean? Don't be rude about it. Do it in a classy, gentleman way, but have those conversations, so that way she knows what you think, what's on your mind, so she has the chance to say no, and she has the chance to say yes, and that way it didn't even cost you a dime or very much time. You already got everything handled, and you can move on to the next. But that's all I got for you today, folks. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Can you dig my vibe? Can you dig? Can you dig my vibe? Can you dig? Can you dig my vibe? Little bitch, little bitch.